Hello everybody and welcome back to another DCS video. Today something pretty new. I've done a couple A-10 videos in the past, but they've just been air-to-air refueling. So today we're going to actually do some ground attack in my A-10C. This is on a multiplayer server, the Through The Inferno map, which is a player versus AI server, basically. They spawn places that have lots of enemies and you go and kill them all. And you're supposed to have air cover to help protect you, except sometimes it doesn't work out. So in this particular instance, I get out there and things get exciting, and I'll just leave it at I got up close, very up close and personal with a enemy fighter. And I'll leave it at that. This is a replay, so some things might not have like recorded perfectly, but I will be popping in and out, tell you what's going on here, and yeah, I will leave you with this startup here. I'm going to be bringing, I believe I was bringing JDAMs, which are GPS guided bombs, and then 4 infrared guided Maverick missiles, and then a cluster bomb, an anti-tank cluster bomb, and then some missiles. And it's a good thing I brought the air-to-air missiles. I'll just say that. I got robbed at the end. It was kind of sad. I didn't deserve it, but I did get killed. It was nearly a success, but it actually wasn't. So anyway, here we go, turning on the central interface control unit and the 2 multifunction color displays, as well as the CDU and the EGI, which are the basically main control computers for the aircraft. Starting the pre-flight built-in tests on the heads-up display. You can see that Harrier taxiing past in front of us. I just don't know what's going on with my track IR here. It's a little laggy. I do apologize for that. It should get better. So here we go. It's all started up. You can see the DTS upload pages have been displayed, which basically allows me to upload information from a cartridge that is put into the aircraft, but it's basically just information given to the aircraft by the game at mission start.
Altitude.
You can hear the audio warnings from the tests there. The rearming is complete, so I can load the stores data. I apologize if I sound a little sick, because I am a little sick. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on right now. Okay, here we go. Oh, I was looking at, I was trying to get something in Google Chrome opened, and it was being very slow. So, just turn the heads-up display on, and also power up, and then uncage the stand-up attitude indicator. Then, looking around, doing things. It is also possible that I was talking to the Harrier at this point on my radio, trying to get my radios to work. You can see there on my left wing the Mavericks, AIM-9s, and a cluster bomb. Super laggy. I believe that was caused by me trying to open Google Chrome. Okay, so I'm just getting my displays loaded up now, so now I'm loading the weapons information. countermeasures system and the really loud radar warning receiver, which I immediately turned down. There goes a Harrier taking off at a really high angle. I don't know what he was doing. Power up the fuel boost pumps and the SAS stability augmentation system switches. Turn on my radios. Pedo heat comes on there. Start up engine number 1. Alright, so here I open up the map. I'm going to be getting the coordinates of the attack mission that I have to go to, so that I can put it in as a waypoint on my computer. So there you see there's a Predator drone in the air and a Humvee on the ground that will be lasing targets for me to attack. If I get that far. Okay, so you can see me going down into my CDU there, and also starting up my other engine. So that's me entering things in onto the CDU. Okay, so that's my engine started, so I can shut down my auxiliary power unit. And I'm ready to go, so I'm going to start taxiing out. Lower my flaps. Just a quick check to make sure everything's set. You can see my radar warning receiver is quite loud. So, taxi onto the runway. I'm talking on a simple radio at this point, telling everybody that I'm going to take the runway and take off. And then full throttle, pedal to the metal, getting out of this boring airbase and doing something more exciting. So there's a bit of wobble here and there, and I'm a little bit overweight in my weight class, like kind of heavy for taxi weight, so it's a bit rough getting in the air, but I made it. You can see that square on my heads-up display with the line pointing to my velocity vector. That's where I'm headed to. Flying past the NASCAR raceway on the left there. So I've powered up my targeting pod and started my Mavericks aligning so that as soon as I get within visual range of the target, I can start searching for targets. So my targeting pod is aligned, put it into air-to-ground mode. So you'll notice SA-11, which is a surface-to-air missile system, appears on my radar warning receiver. That is a sign that there's an SA-11 there. I mean, I don't know what else to say. So I'm looking around in my targeting pod for something really big that's got radar sticking out of it. That right there, next to the road, looks like an SA-11 to me. So basically get all set up to attack. Master arm on, laser arm on, and switch stuff around, get ready to run in. I'm still a ways out, but select the Mavericks. So put my targeting pod on the left multifunction color display and my Maverick video on the right. Set that as my sensor point of interest. You also see an S6 appear on my radar. That is a 2S6 Tunguska, which is a medium short range surface-to-air, I think it's infrared guided surface-to-air missile and guns platform with a tracking radar for the guns and the missiles. So, setting everything up, I'm going to start creating mark points here so that I know where the targets are. It ended up not being important, but it could have been.
Warning,
So
autopilot.
I disengage my autopilot, climb up a little bit, turn in, hoping that I can shoot off a Maverick before it shoots off a missile at me. Mavericks have a maximum range of 8 to 9 miles, but it all depends on when you can get a missile lock. So that's a different airplane that I just looked at the outside of by accident. So an F-15 Nails appears behind me, and I assumed that it was friendly, and I believe that it was. So you can see I'm starting to get closer. The range tape has finally appeared on my Maverick display. You can see that it's pointing all 4 of the SA-11's radar-guided missiles straight at me, which is slightly unnerving, but I have my countermeasures system ready, and if I need to go defensive and dodge a missile, I can. I believe that the problem here, there we go, I got a missile lock. It was on a hot roadway, so it was hard to get a lock on it, but the Maverick locked and shoot and immediately break off. There's a number on the left of my HUD next to my airspeed that is a countdown timer of how long the missile should fly. It doesn't actually seem to be very accurate, but it's works enough. Then I get that message right there. Enemy bandits detected. That is not good news. So, somebody else killed a T-90. Wasn't me. The Maverick there is homing in on that SA-11, and kaboom, SA-11 down.
Warning, autopilot.
So, I turn in to start looking for that Tunguska. And more F-15 nails on my radar. Warning receiver, not radar. A-10 doesn't have radar. So you see me slewing around my targeting pod, looking for hot spots that could potentially be vehicles. That is a tank. It's not what I'm looking for. So I turn, because I'm starting to get kind of close. There's a bunch of trucks and stuff on the ground there. Then I get spiked by these MiG-29 nails that pop up out of nowhere. And for some reason, and then I immediately get hit. So, I'm like, oh no, I'm dead, there's no way I'm gonna survive. But, then I recover control. My left engine is on fire, but I still have both wings. So, this is bad, but it's not the worst. I still could survive this. Then I realized my countermeasure system wasn't actually turned on. So I turn it on and start dumping countermeasures. They must have shot me with an ET, which is an extended range thermal guided missile. Something explodes off to my left, which is concerning. But I start to turn for home, because there's no way I'm going to keep fighting here. I've lost my right multifunction display. I believe the friendly F-15 went in and tried to kill them, but got killed at some point, so it ended up being me versus one. But right now, all I'm doing, I have no clue where they are. I'm just going low, trying to get back to base. I see those contrails there. That is concerning, because that looks like fighter jets to me.
Pull up,
and
pull
it
up.
doesn't look friendly. So
Altitude,
I dump more
altitude.
flares, dive down, try to see if I can get any missiles that were shot at me to run into the ground. Checking my caution displays. I gotta shut down my left engine, because it is on fire. And get some warnings there. Pull the fire handle and dispense some extinguisher bottles into that engine. So, now I'm running on one engine. I emergency jettison the weapons that does not include AIM-9s and the targeting pod. Now, something explodes over there. You can see the wreckage falling down. I'm looking through. At this point, I'm trying to pull up my emergency procedures on my phone as well. Actually, that's not quite yet, but I will eventually start to do that. That's why you'll see me looking down at nothing. So, taking stock, I have peppered wings. It's an acute possibility that my landing gear is completely destroyed. My left engine is shredded and no longer functioning. My right engine's fine though. It's possible that I have a fuel leak. It's possible that I've lost some computer capabilities that I might not be able to employ weapons. And my radar warning receiver's still working, but my chaff and flare is not. But then, that happens.
Pull up.
This guy pops in behind me, tries to shoot a missile at me. Luckily, I'm looking behind me, and I dodge it.
Altitude,
So,
altitude.
now I'm thinking, oh, he's about to overshoot me.
Pull up.
I need to pull up my missiles. I need to get ready to shoot him. And then I realized my master arm's not on. I turned my master arm off. So I fixed that, put it into that mode, and I can't quite get a lock on him. Then, so I'm pulling around on one engine. I get a lock and shoot, but it loses the lock as soon as I shoot. So that missile goes dumb. So you can hear I'm stalling out this whole time, trying to get my nose onto him on one engine here. And I got a lock and shoot. And dive down to get more airspeed in case it misses. But boom. Killed an Su-27 in an A-10 with one engine. So that was fun. Now it's just time to get back to base. Nothing's going well. I'm thinking maybe I can still land it. Hopefully. I've done this kind of landing too many times in the past, unfortunately. You can see there is no fighter cover, friendly fighter cover, for some reason. I don't know why they just decided to not fly anymore. So, turning back toward base, because I got basically pulled a 180-degree turn there. Trying to pick up enough speed to stay in the air without stalling. And, oh yes, I also lost my radios in the first missile hit, so I was out of communication with the Harrier that I was talking to before. Which is bad.
Warning,
So
autopilot.
I tried to turn my autopilot on, it didn't quite work. So I trim a lot, lots of trimming, to try to get this plane to keep flying. autopilot stays on this time, once I've trimmed it out. Then, I have picked up my phone at this point, and I'm scrolling through the manual trying to get to the emergency procedures. Because you can see on my caution panel on the right there's a bunch of warnings going off that I need to take care of before I can land. And I'm basically running for my life at this point, hoping that I can get back to base before any other enemy fighters find me. And then, on my radar warning receiver, 2 F-18 nails pop up. And, it's not good.
Warning,
I
autopilot.
apologize if you can hear my cat meowing at me in the background here. F-18s are enemy AI. And, that is not good. Got beeping going off at me all the time. I've turned my... So, I'm following the checklist at this point, turn my cross feed on, and figure out which fuel boost pumps I need to turn off. So now it's just a race to get back to base before those F-18s get to me. And it's not looking too good. But never give up, and I have hope here. I might be able to make it. Everything at least is working. So I'm trying to figure out whether or not my hydraulic system is going to cause problems. And then I just say, screw it, I hope it's fine. So I'm running back to base here. I'm still pretty low. I've got a bunch of rudder trim in to counteract the problems with the engine. The base is off to my right here. I think you can see it. Checking the map here to make sure I know where I am. I announce in chat that I'm going to be landing, although the chat doesn't show up on there, and it says air-to-ground mission 1 complete, but it never told me that there were any F-18s coming after me, so I assumed I was safe. I was not. So I chopped the throttles here, getting ready to land. Deploy speed brakes to help slow down. Watching the hydraulic pressure to make sure that it's okay. It looks like it didn't change at all. So, gear comes down, and it takes a really long time. And you can see all of a sudden my left hydraulic pressure is at 0. So I'm doing a gravity extension. So they finally go down and lock, although it's entirely possible that it have no wheels or the tires are popped. I'm typing in chat there for a sec, hence the drop. Then I'm lined up for approach, and missile launch warning. I have an active radar-guided missile coming in at me from those F-18s. And I'm dumping chaff here, but there's nothing I can do. There's no way I can go around. Kaboom. And I'm dead. So, that was a nearly successful survival story here. Here is some more. I was working with the Harrier. I just sped it up. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you like this kind of stuff, let me know and see more. I might be purchasing Flaming Cliffs 3, so F-15 videos and stuff coming soon, possibly. I hope the microphone worked better this time. And I will see you in the next one.